are your new Super Bowl champions, and Lamar Jackson contract talks have opened. That and so much more on this episode of the Purple Rain Podcast. Thank you to everybody who is a member of the Purple Rain Podcast. Love you, appreciate you. Last episode we had the Lamar Jackson giveaway in which Trey Biz won, so congrats to him as well. Can't wait to be seeing him in that new black Lamar Jackson jersey. But yes, welcome to episode 378 of the Purple Rain Podcast, the first one of a new league year, kind of. The Super Bowl was yesterday, so we're on to the next season. 378, the Orlando Brown Jr. and senior episode, Bryant McKinney, Morgan Moses, who played last night. And then I guess Alejandro Villanueva. He's kind of in that Daniel Falele bracket, unfortunately, of guys you just don't want to bring up. But thank you for coming through and spending your Monday evening with us. Season's over, but we still have Ravens news to talk about. Obviously with this new coaching stuff and Lamar Jackson contract. But first off, you can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. This guy right here on Instagram or on X at Sutton Def. Me, Instagram simply as10.prod, X simply as10. And yeah, welcome back to the Purple Rain Podcast. Sutton, how are you feeling? We both obviously probably all watched Super Bowl last night.
Yeah.
Bittersweet, I'd say. I mean, man, defenses still can win championships, and that warms my heart.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I mean, honestly, if I'm going to be just blunt with you guys, I mean, the Super Bowl was kind of boring. Defensive slugfests in Super Bowls are never really what you want, especially if you're the NFL. Now, if you're a football head, I mean, I sat there and I watched damn near every single play, right? And I enjoyed it, because I love the game. But I do understand entertainment wise, it probably wasn't the sexiest game. I mean, there was like what? I think like six I think the Patriots punted like on their first 8 drives or something crazy like that, and there was just field goal, field goal, field goal for the Seahawks. But overall, it ended up being, a special win for the Seattle Seahawks. And of course, our former defensive coordinator, now head coach, Mike McDonald. So I was very happy for him. That was really cool to see. But before we get into all of that and we break down that on this juicy episode of the Purple Rain Podcast, we want to remind you guys, please, please, please like this video, subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. And if you want to join the membership here, always remember, if you join the membership, you're always going to be in the running for our giveaways. Want to plan like, maybe a monthly or like a bi-monthly giveaway sort of thing. We talked about it. We teased it last episode of the show. So if you want to be in the running to win jerseys, to win PRP merch and all the like, right, consider joining our channel membership. But most importantly, again, guys, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. That is 1000% free as always. And before we get into anything else, of course, we got to bring up who's here in the live chat as we normally would. I see we got our guy, our jersey winner, Trey Biz, in the house. What's going on, Trey? Appreciate you for coming through. Like Alex said, can't wait to see you in that Lamar Jackson jersey. Ashley's in the house as well, another one of our members. Good evening, Ashley. See, we got Malik in the house. What's going on, Malik? We got KP1. We also have Daryl Turner. We have Slicer. We have Marlon Day. We've got Tila in the house. What's going on, Tila? Chike. What's up, Chike? What's going on, man? Lisa. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, the Rain Gang is in full effect tonight. I also see my guy ISO in the chat. And most importantly, you guys are here, the replay gang. If you're watching this stream after the fact, shout out to you. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also leave down below in the comment section, what did you think about Super Bowl 60? Like, just be honest with us. Be completely 100% honest with us, truthful, all that good stuff, because a lot of people weren't really big fans of the game. Alex, let's start with this, right? A lot of people weren't big fans of the game itself. But I also heard that people weren't a big fan of the commercials. Some people weren't even a big fan of the halftime show. Before we get into the actual business of the game, let's just start with the superficial stuff, right? Let me just say this. When it comes to the commercials during Super Bowl Sunday have always been a staple of the game, right? You tune into the commercials. You can't get up off your couch and go use the bathroom or go fix some food because you want to make sure you don't miss that viral, that special commercial, right? It used to be like the Doritos commercials. It used to be some of the other brands. Budweiser, Pepsi, some of the big brands, right? But this year we got like what crypto, we got AI, we got Ozempic. It was just like a bunch of bullshit to me. Alex, I mean, I hated the Super Bowl commercials this year. I didn't even crack a smile or chuckle at any of them. What did you think about them?
I despise AI. I think I don't know. I just hate it. I really don't use it in my data. I don't use it. I think I only use it to make stupid like videos and stupid pictures I can send in group chats. Um, I hated that. The Ozempic, I hated that as well. Obviously unhealthy. Now we know the just the downfall it's going to have. I think in a couple of years. And as for the crypto stuff, as somebody who actually I dabble in some crypto. I mean, it ain't looking good right now for any of the cryptocurrencies. I'll tell you that they're all down. It was just it didn't feel good. Like the one I like was the Dunkin' Donuts one with like all the old like sitcom, and then Tom Brady showed up. And
Yeah.
obviously, I'm biased. The Pringles with Sabrina Carpenter. I obviously like that
Mm,
for personal reasons. I'm always going to, but outside of that, I mean, it really was negative commercial. And all of them just kind of were mid. They were all mid. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
No, I mean to your point, that Dunkin' Donuts one was pretty funny. Who was it? Jennifer Aniston, I want to say was in that one, and she's like, "Oh, was it Jennifer Aniston, or am I
yeah,
am I
yeah. And
getting
then
that
Tom
mixed
Brady
up?"
was with her.
Yeah, she was like, "How do you like these nuts?" And like Tom Brady
Yeah,
pops on. I'm like, "Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's kind of funny.
it
All
had all,
right."
like, it had
But
what Carlton in it from Fresh Prince. It had all like the older like sitcoms.
yeah, I
It
think
was cool.
Jaleel White was in it as well. The Urkel. So yeah, that one was pretty cool. Um, Outside of that, what was the other one you mentioned, Alex? The
Oh, the Pringles, Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter. Yeah. Quick thing on Sabrina Carpenter. She has the face. And I know she's young. How old is she? Like 20 some early 20s maybe?
Like probably 24, 25.
24, 25. She seems like this generation's like Dolly Parton or like Marilyn Monroe. You know what I mean? Like one of those type of figures. Like when she gets older, she's still gonna look really good. Like she just has the face that like looks like it's gonna age really well. But I've never listened to any of her music. I even saw some people saying, hey, maybe she should perform next year at the halftime show for the Super Bowl. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean,
Please,
Alex seems like he likes it. I've
please.
never heard her music, so maybe I
I
gotta get
mean,
hip to it.
I think we should talk about that as who we think will be next year's. But I mean, it ain't like it's pop girl music, and that unfortunately is one of my downfalls. You throw on some
Mm,
like Ariana Grande, like stuff like that, I'm gonna fall for it. But there are some songs that are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. She definitely was in
yeah.
my top 3 listen artists last year. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. And then there was she was in your top 3?
She was it went NBA YoungBoy, Morgan Wallen,
Damn.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Sheesh. That is quite the combination, my brother. Lord, I mean, okay, all right, cool. Maybe you got to put me on. I don't know any Sabrina
I
Carpenter songs. Put me on to some
seriously,
songs after this stream. We could talk about it. Um, Aside from that, there was another commercial that people were really up in arms about. Do you see the Ring commercial? The Ring
yes,
commercial where like they were like,
yeah,
"Oh yeah, like now there's like AI tracking, and if you lose your dog, right, then the Ring cameras from around the neighborhood can pick it up using AI, and you can find your dog easier. Like they find a dog a day or something like that, some crazy stat." And the internet got into a tizzy about that. They're like, "Oh, this is horrible. They're tracking us now, all this and that, like facial recognition. Like what is that all about?" And for me, Alex, I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, Alex, I'm thinking like, okay, everybody just take a deep breath, calm the hell down. Okay. There's no reason for us to be freaking out over facial recognition on a Ring camera when literally every time you pick up your iPhone, it scans your face, right? Your face is in it exactly. Come on now. Your face is already in a database. Hell, your fingerprints are in a database. All with Apple, you know what I mean? Amazon's got all your stuff. So it's just like I don't understand the whole big hoorah about that. And besides, I mean, as somebody who used to work, in an electronics store and selling those type of products, right? They've been doing that for years, Bubba. Like that is nothing new at all. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't understand the whole uproar about that, but neither here nor there. Go ahead.
yeah. I mean, I was at the Orlando airport this past summer, and it just like that, it saw my face and pushed me through. Like you
Yeah,
walk down the street, facial recognition. I promise you, Ring is the last thing you got to worry about with facial recognition. It's everywhere. If you go into a public venue, it's going to be there. How are the Ravens? I mean, the Ravens at the Ravens stadium, they have it, So that's kind of how the times are. You got to get with it. I know it's not the most comfortable, but it's how it goes.
Yeah, and it's like unless you're freaking El Chapo, right? Then you have nothing to worry about, big dog. You have nothing to worry about. So it's like I don't again, I don't get the outrage, but again, neither here nor there. Halftime show. So let me just say this, Alex. Last week, I did an episode of Sudden Reactions. And if you guys aren't familiar with that show, it's a morning to midday show that I do during the week where I just react to any and everything on the internet that you guys sent me. And I was previewing the halftime show and like, kind of going through what I thought about it. And I was saying, like, I'm not really a big fan of Bad Bunny. I don't know any of his music. And still to this day, I don't know any of his songs. I haven't downloaded any songs. The halftime performance didn't change that. Right. But last week I was saying, I kind of would like for the halftime performer to speak the number one language in the United States. I know in America, in the Americas, English is not the number one language, but in the United States, it is the primary language. So that's what I was saying. And I was like, I'm kind of indifferent for that reason about the halftime show. But Alex, let me tell you, when I watched that halftime show, I watched it unbiased, right? I didn't understand anything he was saying for the most part. However, that performance was an A plus, 10 out of 10, no notes. Like probably the best one that I've seen in a while. Like it was so, even if you didn't know Spanish, it was so visually immersive and extravagant, right? And just like the production quality of it was just off the charts, right? You could not, it was undeniable to me. What did you think about the halftime performance?
Yeah, I actually have a bunch of his music downloaded from, I go to play soccer at the fields, playing with some Hispanic people, and that's what they're playing, Bad Bunny. So I listened to it, downloaded it. I know a couple of the songs. Once again, I don't know what the hell he's saying. It sounded good, and I mean, he's the most popular artist in the world. The NFL obviously sees that as a great business opportunity. And guess what? Go on social media, likes are up. Go on Apple Music, probably the top couple of songs in the world right now. I see somebody mentioned when he was in WWE. Wasn't watching them, but I saw it was a big deal. It was crazy when he was wrestling. So NFL is a business, and it was a great business decision because look at it, it's all booming, not just in the USA, and it worked for them. So good on them, good on both parties. Definitely, the production was crazy. I can always respect a fantastic production. Love the camera work, loved it all.
Oh yeah.
Choreography, little Easter eggs in there as well. Spotted Ronald Acuna, Braves superstar. A couple other celebrities in there. I was just hoping for maybe one more just guest appearance, but Lady Gaga threw me. What the hell does Lady Gaga
Yeah.
know about it? What does she know about
Yeah.
cameras?
I was like, what the hell is going on? We got Lady Gaga out here. We got Cardi B out here. We had Jessica Alba out there. Ricky Martin made a return. I was like, okay, they really pulled out the stops for this one. I was impressed. I was impressed. I can't lie to you. I cannot lie, not one little bit. Let me see what the chat is saying about it though. Bad Bunny went crazy. Yeah, he did. He did. He did. Um, we talking about Shia LaBeouf? I see in the chat. Somebody mentioned Shia LaBeouf. Oh, they mentioned that old movie Eagle Eye. I was actually
Okay,
thinking about watching Eagle Eye this week. Have you ever seen that movie, Alex?
never have. No,
Oh, you got to watch that movie. I mean,
no
it kind
one.
of goes hand in hand with what we were talking about with like the whole AI, facial recognition. It kind of foreshadowed all of that before the times. Now, I think that movie came out in like maybe '08 or something like that. It's a really good
Okay.
one. You should definitely check it out. I'll probably check it out this weekend when I do my throwback movie night. But all that aside, right? All the superficial stuff aside, halftime show, commercials. Let's get to the game,
Real
right?
quick,
Let's
real
get
quick.
to the game. Okay,
Let's talk
yeah.
about next year. Who do you
Oh, yeah,
think
right, right,
is in
right.
the running for next year? I have a couple of candidates. Who do you think?
Um, for me, the first one that comes to mind for me is got to be Breezy. It's got to be Chris Brown. Like he is the only one who I can see having the catalog, right, and then also having the just kind of like the stage presence to actually put on a full what I think Bad Bunny performed for like 13 minutes. Chris Brown could match that easily.
Mm.
I mean, he just came off of a tour called the Breezy Bowl, right, where he was selling out stadiums. So I think he has the cachet to do it. Outside of him, I'm not really sure if anybody comes to the top of mind, but what say you?
It wouldn't happen. I'd love to see Drake. It wouldn't happen with the whole Kendrick stuff. I think he could, do it. I think he could, full out. Lil Wayne could come out as well. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Um, I'm gonna go the pop route. Obviously, Sabrina Carpenter. I think in the future, Tate McRae. I think her music can match that. Chris Brown, obviously. But that's really, I mean, there weren't many other. Just, I mean, Taylor Swift, but I don't think it would happen. I just don't see it happening for her at all.
Well, Taylor already they offered her, but she denied it. I think they offered her last year. It would have made the most sense last year when the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl. Go ahead.
I got one. I think he should do it. Justin Bieber.
The
I have been a
Biebs.
fan of his music in recent memory. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like it at first, but his past couple of projects I really like. I think he could do it. It's in SoFi. It's in LA. He fits
Yeah.
the vibe.
Mhm.
I'm going with JB.
Yeah,
Please.
I mean that's also another viable candidate as well. I mean, I didn't even think about that, but it makes a whole lot of sense. Justin Bieber. I mean, he appeals to a wide range of audiences, and he has the equity and like kind of like the background, right? He's been around since man, I mean almost 2 decades now, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. So he's got the catalog, I think, to do it. But again, for me, man, the number one would be Chris Brown. You mentioned Drake. Drake and the whole YMCMB gang, they are kind of like the industry is kind of against them. If you haven't really like you got to look at like the Grammys, for example. They don't win a whole bunch of Grammys. Like Drake only has 5 Grammys. That is crazy to say. It's insane. He only has 5 Grammys, and he's one of the biggest artists in the world right now. Wayne, I just don't think that the NFL would champion Lil Wayne, being on the stage. And plus, a lot of his music comes from like mixtapes and stuff like that. And then outside of that, I mean, you got Nicki Minaj, who I don't think that the NFL wants to champion
Yeah.
either at this point as well. Um, there was also the whole like Turning Point USA, the alternative stream, right, that they had going on. And that sparked a lot of controversy too. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, you got to be like quite the hater. Did you see the video of the girl like actually at the game, like watching the Turning Point USA stream,
No,
like while she was at the game?
I mean, she got her impersonations. I hope she enjoyed the hate she got as well, because you're asking for it at that point. Just don't even buy a ticket. Just stay at home and watch it. But uh, with the headphones too, like not really,
Forcing
really.
it, forcing it. That was funny to me though. But okay. So again, that
Right
was
there we go.
fun. All this, yeah. Again, all the superficial stuff aside, we're 17 minutes and we haven't talked a lick of football. So let's go ahead and start talking about some football here. So, obviously, the Seattle Seahawks dominate, as a matter of fact, the New England Patriots 29-13, and it wasn't even that close, to be honest with you. Alex, I'll toss it to you first before I get to my thoughts on this. What do you really think happened? Like, what really happened in this game to lead to this final score?
Let me not be a hater, but let me be a hater. We told you so. You ain't playing Zach Orr's defense where you can get all the time in the world. You're not going against Jarrett Stidham. You're not going against CJ Stroud, who is throwing freaking meatball sandwiches across the middle, giving you amazing field position. And you're not playing a Greg Roman offense. Jesse Mitchell's defense held him. I mean, but at the end of the day, they eventually got 16 points. That's all they needed. They got exposed, I think. And they said we were haters for saying they really didn't go through a bunch of people. There was no gauntlet. Um, and it showed. So good on them. I think it was awful coaching on Mike Vrabel for somebody who I feel like is like a player's coach. He coached like a bitch yesterday. And that's not Mike Vrabel like. That is not. And I don't want to curse like that, but it's the truth. Multiple fourth downs that we've seen him go for in other games, especially with the Titans against us. I don't know where that was. This is one game, 60 minutes, and you just poor coaching all around. I think Travion Henderson deserved more carries. I think he really could have opened up the offense a bit. Don't know why they just kind of threw him to the back of the depth chart, but I won't know that. Um, and just defensively, I mean, Kenneth Walker earned himself a lot of money this postseason.
Oh yeah.
And that's not even talk about the Seahawks defense yet, but that's kind of just I'm just really disappointed in Mike Vrabel. I didn't like his coaching whatsoever.
Yeah, me neither. And I'm going to get into that in just a minute here. But I mean, I want to talk about Seattle's defense. Seattle's defense was absolutely as advertised. You know what I mean? Mike McDonald went out there and basically pitched a shutout, right? I mean, I get it. The final score was 29-13, but those 13 points came in garbage time. Let's just be real, right? They could do nothing the entire game. Again, Patriots punted on, I think, their first 8 drives, something crazy like that. I mean, they were getting strapped like I've never seen before in a Super Bowl game. I mean, I've seen some defensive struggle Super Bowl games. I think, 2018, you saw New England Patriots versus the Rams. I want to say that one was pretty boring up until the end, and some other ones in between there too. But this one was just a good old fashioned ass whooping. That's really what it came down to, right? One thing for me, Seattle's defensive line, they imposed their will on Will Campbell all night long. And Will Campbell, the guy who, yeah, I mean, if you're not such and such, you're going to be working at Amazon, right? That was that guy, right? That was that guy in the preseason. They dominated him from start to finish in that game. And the thing that I really took from it the most, Alex, has actually watched on Twitter. Somebody posted like all of his pass rush or pass protection sets last night, and he's just not strong enough nor athletic enough, right, to stop the bull rush. I mean, multiple times you had guys just going right in his chest and pushing him right into the lap of Drake May. He gave up 14 pressures in that game. That is the most in Super Bowl history. 14 pressures given up by Will Campbell. I mean, it got to a point where they started chipping from that side with Ramondre Stevenson, but even that didn't work. Even that didn't work. And like I said, Mike McDonald, he called a beautiful game. I mean, he had guys like Witherspoon blitzing. He also had, I mean, bro, the secondary was really living in the back. Everybody was living in the backfield in this game. They could not run the ball. Drake May was seeing ghosts last night. He was the one seeing ghosts. And it was very kind of poetic in that way for Sam Darnold, right? For his career to kind of come full circle in that regard. But man, I mean, and here's another thing I'll say before I get to Vrabel and specifically also Josh McDaniels. Drake May, by the time the third quarter rolled around, like you said, I mean, you mentioned CJ Stroud was throwing the meatball sandwiches. No, Drake May was throwing some meatball sandwiches in that third and fourth quarter. He was throwing the ball with zero confidence. He was throwing the ball with zero velocity, right? Like he just could not get anything off. And the moment was way too big for him. The lights were way too bright for Drake May last night. And, it was definitely a learning lesson for him. I think that, the Patriots, of course, they're a very young team. They will be back. They will be back. But last night you saw on full display a young quarterback versus a vaunted defense in the Seattle Seahawks. Now, you mentioned you didn't like the coaching from Mike Vrabel.
Correct.
Well, guess what? Neither did I. And most specifically, what I want to mention is third quarter, Patriots down 12 points, and this is their second drive of the third quarter. They run on first down for 9 yards. Second down, they get stopped for no gain on a run. So that brings up 3rd and 1. And on 3rd and 1, they throw deep, incomplete. So that brings up 4th and 1. And what do they do? They did bro. They punted the ball. They punted the ball on 4th and 1. Down 12 points. And look. Excuse my language, but if you play pussy like that, you will get fucked. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened last night. Because what are you doing? They were coaching like they were calling plays like they had a game next week, right? They were calling plays like it was just a 425 game of the week on Fox. We'll be back next week, right? Regular season. No, there is no tomorrow. This is the Super Bowl. This is the Super Bowl. So like I did not understand for the life of me how they came to that conclusion to punt that ball again on 4th down. It seemed like at that point they were just fully kind of capitulating the game. They were just saying, okay, look, you guys are better than us. We have no faith in converting a 4th down and 1. So we're going to give you guys the ball back. Granted, the Seattle Seahawks, they went 3 and out on their next drive and they gave the ball right back to the Patriots. But it's about the principle of it, right? You cannot lack aggression in the biggest game of them all. Mike Vrabel, you just won Coach of the Year. The Coach of the Year believes in his team. The Coach of the Year believes in his scheme, right? And if you don't have the confidence to get 1 yard on 4th and 1 in the Super Bowl to keep your team on the field, again, down 12, you're down 2 possessions. You didn't do shit in the first half, right? And you haven't even proven to stop K9. Kenneth Walker was getting what he wanted. That's why he won Super Bowl MVP. I could not understand for the life of me how timid they were calling that game. But Alex, you take it away.
I mean, what more is there to say? I tell you, that defense, I was seeing shades of Arthur Millette with them blitzes, man. Number 10 on the Ravens in 2023, the way their corners were getting there, they just had him in hell. I mean, rushing 4 at some points, kind of like we saw last year with the Eagles. Getting home with 4, it's gonna be a long day for the opposing offense. A very long day, and a long day in which it was. He eventually caved in, made some mistakes. That the one pick six. I thought it was a forced fumble, but it turns out it was a pick six. Nwosu took it back, and that right there was truly the nail in the coffin. But even when Matt Collins scored, I'm like, they can't do it back to back drives. They can't. They have not shown me enough to keep on driving. And then second drive after that, they were trying to. Great throw, I believe he made, and then another freaking $5 foot long lettuce, tomato, mayo, banana peppers, hots on the
Let's
side.
tomato mayo. Emphasis on the mayo.
Mayo,
Yeah.
mayo. Sorry,
Yeah.
mayo. Oh my gosh, man! It was It was. I mean, I was going for Seahawks, but it was kind of tough to watch. Like, there's no way this is like the best team in the AFC. It just didn't look like it, didn't feel like it, but it was. They went through and they won their game. So I mean, going to Will Campbell, I know he suffered like a grade 3 sprain. I want to say in week 12, but at the same time, that just was bad. That was very bad. That was 77 bad. I put out there like I feel like I'm watching 77 right now, man. Every play cooked, 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 fried, sauteed, however you want it. Will Campbell, and folks are gonna keep being patient with you. I mean, I hate to say it, like it's a Super Bowl. It came out with its whole Amazon. Come on now,
Yeah.
big dog. You're supposed to be our number one. Like a bum. I bet you better start doing your job.
Yeah, man. At some point, these young rookies got to learn to like just come in, shut up, and do your job. Right? Don't
Yeah,
talk about how you like cookies. Don't give me Amazon analogies and whatnot. Like, don't give me none of that. Just come in and put your head down and work. Right? You're a rookie. So but like I said, coach is in the chat. What's going on, coach? And we also
what up,
have a super
coach?
chat donation. This one's coming from Dre. Dre dropping the 10 piece in the chat, making it rain here
Thank you.
on this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. He says, "What's up, Purple Rain gang? And happy belated birthday to Simply."
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, Dre. What's up with you? How you doing?
Oh, by the way, I meant to ask you. I mean, you said you might have do something over the weekend for your birthday. Did you do anything?
Small little going out, nothing too crazy. Definitely enjoyed that. And then Sunday, family time and watch the big game. So honestly, cannot be upset with that. But I'll tell you what, on Saturday, we had like 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts, so couldn't do too much because when I woke up, it was a -11 real feel. Very
Whew.
cold. Very, very cold.
Yeah, not here in Houston. It was a nice warm 80 degrees here in Houston, and I was
Telling you.
loving it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Thought about going to the pool and everything. Uh, but I'm glad you enjoyed your birthday, bro. And Dre, thank you so much for the $10 super chat donation, man, making it rain here. We truly do appreciate that. I see my guy Sip to Tally Films in the chat. Coach, I really want to get Coach's opinion on this. Throw it in the chat, Coach. I mean, what did you think about Will Campbell? Because like
Mm.
you're an O line guy, right? Like, do you share my same assessment in that like this guy is not strong enough? His anchor is not powerful enough at all, right? Not at all, right? Guys were just going right through him, and he just doesn't seem athletic enough. I didn't feel like he was punching these Russians at the right time. It felt like he was kind of letting them barrel into their into his chest, and that's just not what you want to do, especially as a left tackle protecting the blind side of Drake May. So
Mm.
again, man, that was a big piece of why the Patriots offense really couldn't get anything going. But at the end of the day, you really do have to tip your cap to Mike McDonald again, pitching that shutout, and also Clint Kubiak as well, because Clint Kubiak, when the Seahawks needed it the most, because let's be real, most of that game, the Patriots defense was shutting down Seattle, right? But I thought that like yeah, exactly. Coming out of the halftime, Sam Darnold looked dialed in, right? They were marching down the field. Now, granted, they didn't score any touchdowns until like what, fourth quarter, but they seemed like they were able to move the ball way, way easier than the Patriots were able to move the ball, right? So again, you got to tip your cap to the coaching. And I want to bring this up to you, Alex, because a lot of people have been talking on Twitter about this. Like, does what Mike McDonald and what he was able to do last night, scheming up that defense in the Super Bowl and winning it, right? Does that give you a better feeling about
Mm.
Jesse Minter with the Ravens and what he might be able to do with his defensive philosophy? As we all know, Jesse Minter, Mike McDonald, really close friends. You can take that for what you want, but how are you feeling about Jesse Minter today and the future of this Ravens,
Yeah.
team with his defensive mind?
Yeah, and I'll say one more thing after we talk about this. Definitely about the Super Bowl. I want to bring up one more thing, but if Jesse Minter plays his players to the strengths, like I saw Mike McDonald, I saw the picture floating around with, I believe, those two Seahawks players kind of over Mike McDonald. He's showing them what to do. I think they may have been
Yeah,
looking at that right there is something. And listen, this is no disrespect to Harbaugh, but he wasn't that guy. And I think Steve Bisciotti mentioned that he wasn't an X nose guy. That's what Jesse Minter is. I think we will see that on the sideline with Jesse Minter multiple times. Maybe there's a breakdown. He'll be over there showing them what went wrong because he will be calling the defensive plays. Um, that is definitely, if he can use his guys to his strength, I think that'll be big. And I saw, speaking of players to their strength, Rod Woodson was talking, I believe, to Bobby and Sarah on the vault. Go check them out. That he thinks, Marlon Humphrey had such a bad year because he wasn't being used correctly. And,
yeah,
I hate to say we're saying, get rid of Marlon, but a lot of these guys weren't used correctly. It's kind of like we have to get some grace on a guy like Malachi Starks. I know I was hard on him, but it's not his fault he was kind of thrown into this shit show of a defense. Mike Green, three and a
facts.
half sack. It's not his fault he was thrown in. So fingers crossed, Mentor uses his guys to their strengths because that's why he was brought in here. And, having Anthony Weaver there, I think I saw Marlon talk about it as well, like hyped to have him there. A couple other guys hyped to have him there. So we can only hope he can be just like that. And not saying he'll be a Mike McDonald 2.0, but bring the same philosophy and the same just this game planning as Mike. It'll do wonders for us.
Yeah, and Alex, I'll do you one better. I was listening earlier today to I think it's 105.7 The Fan with
Oh,
Cordell Woodland, friend of the show,
yeah.
right? And they had on Rick Minter. They called in Rick Minter, Jesse Minter's father, and he was talking about why Adafe Owe was able to be kind of unlocked in a way when he went to the LA Chargers this season. And he was basically saying in so many words, like, yeah, I mean, in LA, they basically put him in the right place. I mean, he said a couple of things. He said, number one, when you get traded, there's a chip on your shoulder. Number two, it was a contract year for Oweh. But number three, they didn't ask Oweh to do, all the things that he was asked to do in Baltimore. So basically, they simplified his role. They simplified his job. And because of that, he was able to shine. And on a short season, notched 10 and a half sacks, of course, including playoffs. But I mean, even playoffs or not, he got nothing in Baltimore. He did nothing in what, 6 weeks? Zero sacks, right? Zero production. So, I mean, I thought that was very insightful from Rick Minter. And I'm going to make a video tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow on Quiet Storm Sports, kind of reacting to that video in full because Rick Minter said a lot of stuff, chopping it up with Cordell. Very good video. Make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. But before we move on here, we do have another super chat donation. This one's coming from Coopman35. What's going on, Coopman? Dropping the two-piece in the chat. Coopman says, EDC, build the trenches in draft or free agents. Yeah. So, I mean, that's going to be the biggest thing, obviously, this offseason. If I had to build a wish list, right? Either you go out and you buy a guard, or with one of your first two selections in the draft, you draft interior O line, period. Right? Either that or D line. Like it just has to be trenches focused. If you want to go out and get a big ticket player, if you want to go out and splash and maybe pursue an AJ Brown or pursue a Max Crosby, right? That's fine, but you have to make sure the interior of that defensive line and the interior of that offensive line is shored up because you saw last night, just like we see every Super Bowl, Alex, every single game is won or lost in those trenches, right? So I think Koopman is spot on with this one.
Yes. And we saw like kind of the Seahawks were building for years. I think their draft, somebody mentioned, they just were hitting on their first and second, third round picks. They go out and get a guy like Leonard Williams. They traded for him, I think, 2 years ago. Go out and get DeMarcus Lawrence as well. By the way, DeMarcus Lawrence, buy yourself a lottery ticket. The way he called that, saying he left Dallas and went to Seattle to win the Super Bowl, and in your first year you win the Super Bowl. Kudos to you. Big rocks and it paid off. One thing I do want to talk about in the Super Bowl, if it wasn't for K9, my MVP is either Jason Myers or Michael Dixon. Michael Dixon, as a punter, put on a clinic punting. He pinned
Yes.
them multiple times inside the 5, inside
Yeah.
the 3 at points. And Jason Myers, in big games, just did his job. Kicked the field goal, got 3 points, and I'm what he had to do. So, but K9, well deserving of that. But Michael Dixon, Jason Myers, special teams still matter.
They do. They do. And Jason Myers hit what? 5 field goals. I think that was a Super Bowl record, right? Scoring like what? Yeah, he scored a lot of points, like 17 points, something like that, right? And I saw somebody comment because I posted a YouTube short video reacting to the game right after it ended, and I saw somebody comment earlier today. They said, you know, for my money, Jason Myers should have been the MVP of that game, putting up that amount of points, breaking the record for field goals made in a game. Like, why can't he be MVP? And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I think that's all a political thing. Like the NFL, they cannot have a kicker being the most valuable player in their championship game. Like revisionist history will tell you like 10 years from now, oh, that must have been a very shitty game, right? And the NFL just doesn't want to look back on the Super Bowl, any Super Bowl for that matter, and look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was the game where it was a field goal fest and a punt fest, right? It was special teams. Nobody wants that, right? But again, kudos to Dixon, and then also kudos to Myers as well. I mean, they kicked their ass off. They literally, right? They kicked their ass off yesterday, and they deserve all the credit in the world. But when you have K9, Kenneth Walker, who I think he had well over 100 yards rushing. I can't remember how many carries, but that guy was doing it all, catching out of the backfield, running between the tackles, running outside the tackles. That he was doing it all, right? So I think that he deserved it because he put them in position on multiple drives to get field goals, right, and to score touchdowns, right, on that one to AJ Barner, set up by a couple of good Kenneth Walker runs, and some throws by Sam Darnold. Don't get me wrong, but neither here nor there. Regardless, I just think that you cannot give the most valuable player award to a special teams player. It's just not good for the league, right?
Yeah, you're 100% correct. And speaking of Kenneth Walker, 27 carries, 135 yards, two receptions, 26 yards. Definitely deserved a touchdown. Sucks his one got called back, but good for him. With Charbonnet going down, that definitely hurt. Oh, Mike M. Flocking joining. 1 month. I'm sorry, one
Oh,
month.
nice,
1 month. He says,
nice.
"Am I the only one? Does Sutton and Devin Witherspoon look alike? I wouldn't be surprised if they are akin." Uh-oh. We gonna add
You
that
know what's
to a
crazy?
long
I
lost
think I
brother?
have some I think I have some Witherspoons in my family somewhere, right? It's like somewhere close in my family. That's kind of funny. But I don't know what Devon Witherspoon looks like without the helmet, so maybe I'll look at that after this. Who knows? But that's funny though. Appreciate the 1 month though. Appreciate that, Mike.
That's funny. That's funny. Asmodeus with a two-piece. Is it
Yeah.
crazy Jay Harbaugh has better special teams than John? That is true.
Hmm.
Jay Harbaugh is the Seahawks special teams coach. That just leaves Jim now without a ring. Jim, where's your ring at?
Yeah.
Pull up to the party.
Yeah.
We're waiting.
Hey man, I think Jim is a lot closer than John is going to
Mm,
be. If I'm being honest with you, man. I mean, the NFC. I mean, the NFC East, just in general. I mean, with the Giants, and they're going to have a tough out, against the Eagles. I believe the Commanders will bounce back. Of course, the Cowboys will always be there. But Jim, I think, is in a pretty good spot. They just have to make sure that that offensive line gets shored up in the offseason, so that way Justin Herbert's not getting absolutely ran through in the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, shout out to Jay Harbaugh. Definitely had a hell of a game with his unit last night, and got to tip my cap to him. And thank you so much, Asmodeus, for the super chat donation. We appreciate that, brother.
thank you. Thank you. Whew. Like I was saying real quick, Charbonnet being down sucked, but Kenneth Walker held his own and like I said, made a lot of
Yeah,
money. And it sucks for Charbonnet going down because he was having such a good year. I know he was the joke was him, punching it in inside the five, but you got value for guys like that. If you can't get him with the smaller guy, put in the big bruiser, he'll get in there. So yeah.
yeah.
Anything
Let's
else
talk
about the
about
yeah,
yeah, real quick. Talk about like how Vegas made a bunch of money last night,
they
right? I
did.
mean, uh,
They did.
you had a bunch of people who bet anytime touchdowns on Hunter Henry. You had a bunch. I think we did right on the last
Cup
episode
and
of the
Hudson
show. I
Henry. It
want
was
to
a long
say
shot. It was a long shot.
Cup, JSN had what 20 something yards. Like
Yeah.
seriously, even if you cheated him down, like oh my goodness, I know a lot of people lost money. Go ahead though.
Yes, it was definitely. I mean, Vegas definitely won. Not in the well, they were gonna lose in the whole Seahawks minus 4.5, but they got their get back. They did find a way to get us back, and now what it was, JSM props. Stephon Diggs 3 catches. I took him for 4 in one of mine. I lost that. Um, I had some other wins, but overall, yeah, I lost more parlays, but I did come up on one singular bet. I
Okay,
would be remiss
which one was that?
if I did not shout out Mod Boss. He told me AJ Barner first touchdown. I called him a madman. I called him a madman.
No.
I called him a madman, and I told him,
Oh,
and man,
Boz. Whoa, what a call, man. What a call. I know you probably only sprinkled on it, but even
I did.
still.
I did, and I was like, I should have, and that's kind of been the theme. It's like if you look at the Thursday night games, backup tight ends, the tight ends always the first. I know Aranda Gatson had it once. A couple others. The tight ends are just getting it. Mark Andrews had it in ours. Look for tight ends in those primetime games. Quarterback safety blanket
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. What were the odds on that again?
plus 1400.
Whoo, Lord, man,
Yeah,
I know that was yeah, that's a good hit. That is a great hit. Shout out to Mod Boz. I don't know if he's in the chat tonight or not, but shout out to him,
he's still upset with the
longtime
Steelers.
watcher.
We won't see him for a
Oh,
bit. He does. He's scared.
oh man, yeah,
He's
yeah.
scared.
KLA Sports says W call, definitely W call for sure. World Class says Patriots did great against JSN. For sure, for sure. Christian Gonzalez, got to give a shout out to him. He balled out yesterday. One of the few players on the Pat side of the ball who absolutely
Wow.
had a great game. I mean, you saw that first one. I think it was a deep ball to Rashid Shaheed, I want to say. And he goes and he breaks that up at the last second, like a diving PBU, man. Like, that guy is the real deal. He's the truth, man. And, you feel for guys like that, right? The guys who actually do show up and step up, right, and make plays, but the rest of their team just kind of shows up, they come up empty, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Matt Collins. As much as I don't like him, his little gimmick, he showed up. So
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
and talking about the garbage time of that game, like it was so
Oh my.
frustrating watching Drake May throw that touchdown to Matt Collins. I was like, okay, that's clearly a frustration deep ball touchdown right there. I mean, he just kind of like, fuck it, like somebody's down there somewhere, like we're not going out like this, right? And it's like, bro, this is what we've been waiting for. You got to be aggressive in the Super Bowl, and they did not get aggressive until the fourth quarter. They put up all their points in the fourth quarter, I believe, and so it's just, I don't know, Alex, like again, from a coaching perspective, it did feel like Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels were coaching super soft. Like I said, again, that 4th and 1, they had no business punting the ball on 4th and 1, down 12 points in the third quarter. No business, right? And the crazy thing, Mike Vrabel didn't even think about it.
Nope.
They went deep on that 3rd and 1 and to bring up 4th and 1 after the incomplete pass. And Mike Vrabel's like, oh yeah, come over here, Drake, offense, come back, let's go. Come on, we're gonna punt. It's like, bro, what are we doing? You have no aggression in this moment. Alex, in the big 2026, right? And we started the season in 2025. Who is not going for it on fourth downs
Right.
anymore? Like,
Right.
that's just not even a thing, right? Like at 4th and 2 or less, it's almost automatic that you go for it unless you're like within your own 20, right? It's almost automatic. So I just I didn't understand that at all. They didn't play aggressive. They played scared. They played terrified. And if I'm a Patriots fan, and I actually follow a couple of Patriots fans who I was actively following Patriots Twitter last night. Oh, I was all over it, Alex. I was all over it. And they were pissed. They were pissed off. It was beautiful to see, quite frankly. But if I was a Patriots fan, I would be seething at some of the coaching decisions that were made last night. Man, it was crazy. It was crazy. Now, Alex,
Yes.
oh, you had something else for me before we move on?
Real quick. I mean, I saw Vrabel go for those fourth downs against the Ravens in our defense. You know what I
Talk
mean?
about it. Come on now.
So I mean, and then I think Khalil said it. An asterisk next to Drake May's stat line. He threw for 235 yards in the fourth quarter. That saved him from a stinky, stinky, stinky stat line.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was like wow, like that was bad. But year two, I mean, only up from here. But like Dan Campbell said, this may have been our only shot. Who knows? So
Yeah.
it's
Maybe.
not gonna
Maybe.
it's not gonna be often where Mahomes misses the playoffs, Lamar misses the playoffs. Um, yeah, other guys, looking better. We'll see.
Yeah, and speaking of quarterback performances, let's talk about Sam Darnold for a little bit because
Okay.
Sam Darnold is your most recent, Super Bowl winning quarterback, and I want to bring up his stat line. He didn't put up the gaudiest of numbers, right? Let's go through it. Let me see. So Sam Darnold finished the game 19 for 38, 202 passing yards, one passing touchdown, no interceptions, only took one sack, and he had two rushes for 5 yards. So a pretty pedestrian game, a pretty, dare I say, average game. Thing is, he didn't make any mistakes, which is of superb importance, right? That's of paramount importance in a playoff game, especially the Super Bowl. And that was kind of the theme throughout this entire playoffs. I don't think he turned the ball over not one time in the playoffs, Sam Darnold. So you got to tip your cap to him. But the reason why I'm bringing up Sam Darnold, Alex, is because we have to have the conversation now. Is Sam Darnold a top 10 quarterback in the National Football League? Nice watch, by the way. Is he a
Oh,
top 10 quarterback in the National Football League? I don't know. Because last year, remember after the Super Bowl, Alex,
yeah.
Jalen Hurts, we were kind of debating on whether or not he was top five. I said he was top five at the time, right? But I want to know now, do you think, I don't think anybody's going to say Sam Darnold's top five, but is he top 10? That's what I want to know. And then we'll get to Mad Ross's
Mm.
super chat donation.
Do you care if I go through them? If
Oh,
I had to
yes,
just give
please.
okay.
Please.
So obviously Lamar, Mahomes, Allen,
Hmm. Hmm.
Burrow, Stafford for sure.
Yep. Yep.
Um, I'll put Hurts up there. I know he's kind of a topic of discussion.
Hmm.
I know that is.
Golf.
Mm,
This is your guy, golf. You don't think he's better than golf? I mean, you don't think golf is better than
this year
Sam Darnold?
without Ben Johnson was kind of stinky, but his OC wasn't the best. I'll put Goff. I'll put Goff. You can get mad at me. I'll put Goff. I'll put Goff.
I would put golf too. I'll put golf.
I tell you real quick, when you were mentioning that stat line, if Purdy doesn't play Patrick Mahomes, he has a ring. By the way, I'm just like just Purdy wasn't making mistakes in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That and Sam Darnold didn't make mistakes. That's who I thought of. Like, damn, like Purdy's probably like, man, if I didn't have to play the Chiefs, I probably would have a ring by now.
that's a fact. I mean,
So it's
hell, I
like,
mean, Jimmy
yeah,
Garoppolo probably feels the same way.
yeah. Caleb, mm,
I have Caleb over Sam Darnold just because Caleb gives you that extra X factor. And I think that, you look at Sam Darnold where he was when he was at Caleb Williams' stage in his career, he was seeing ghosts, right? So it's like, I got to put Caleb above him. I don't think we mentioned Justin Herbert as well.
we did
So
not.
that's already nine right there. So
This
do you put him
Herbert
in at
fellas,
10?
Herbert's really pissing me off. He's really pissing me off because you cannot put up 3 points in a playoff game. But if
That's
we're gonna go
true.
regular season, I mean, obviously the guy has all the talent in the world, but I'm at the point with him where it's like, if I'm a Charger fan, I don't care, but like you have not shown me anything now, and we're what year 5 or 6, not one playoff win.
Mhm.
People
You're
said
right.
Jaden. Listen, if Jaden
Oh,
didn't get hurt,
Jaden, yeah.
100%. If Jaden didn't get hurt, 100%. Baker,
But can you really I'm
Baker
putting
this
Darnold
year
over
look.
Baker.
Baker this year
He
wasn't
fell
great.
off. But I think I would probably still take if I was starting a franchise today, who would I take? Jaden Daniels or Sam Darnold? I'm gonna go Jaden,
Yep.
right? Yeah. So I
Yep.
mean, I think that there's 10 guys right there. I mean, look. We just got done talking about how we have to tip our cap to Mike McDonald and just the shutout that he pitched, not only in the Super Bowl, but throughout the entire playoffs, right? And then also, damn it, throughout the season too. I mean, the Seahawks had the one seed, right? And obviously, now we see like it was clear and obvious that that was for a reason. That defense is no joke. So I do think that Sam Darnold he is a little bit of a merchant of that defense, right? Because Darnold he knew as long as I don't make any mistakes, we're gonna be just fine. And I'm sure Mike McDonald kind of coached that into him as well. And you saw how the Patriots came out playing. They were jumping routes. They were trying to force Sam Darnold to make mistakes, right? They were trying to send the house at him at a certain point. They were sending blitzes. They were jumping routes again. They were trying to force him to turn the ball over to kind of take some confidence away from him and to snowball that into him making more mistakes, but he never did. Right. So I at this point I don't really know. And then also Sam Darnold, he missed a couple throws. He missed a couple
Yep.
easy ones that would have been home runs,
Gee,
touchdowns. He missed one
yeah.
to Hunter Henry. He missed one to JSN. I think he missed one to Rashid Shaheed as well, if I'm not
And
mistaken.
and then May he missed Austin Hooper on a big play. There was no
Yeah.
reason for him to miss Austin Hooper on that play.
Alex, when it comes to May, I think that the shoulder was
Mm.
bothering him a little bit. Like you could just tell it's like, okay, this doesn't not only does this not look like normal Drake May that we're used to seeing, this doesn't look like an NFL quarterback. Like he looked like if I was out there throwing the football, right? Like literally some of them like noodle arm some of these balls. I mean, some of them again, he was throwing with no confidence, no velocity. I think that after getting hit so much, right, and then seeing those ghosts and knowing that that pressure was coming, I think he had the jitters so much to where like when you have an I word, like when you're hurt, right, an ailment, and your nervous system is like on 10, that can make that pain be all the more prevalent, right? I don't know if anybody's here been, been hurt before, been dealing with an I word, but when your nervous system, like when you literally have the jitters, right? And you're seeing ghosts, you're going to feel that shoulder a lot more. And I think third quarter, fourth quarter, when that pressure was really, really on, not only the pressure from the defense, but the pressure like, oh shit, time's running out. You know what I mean? I think that that's when he really started to, that shoulder probably started to bother him. And I think like after or sometime during the game, it was a rumor saying that he got shot up with a cortisol shot or something like that
Mm.
to make himself better. That's what I heard, right? Uh, you can take that with a grain of salt. I'm not exactly sure, but I did hear that somebody said that, somebody in the national media. So yeah, man, I think that he definitely fell off the horse as the game went on. But let me not forget about the super chat donation though. We had one from Mad Rasta. Appreciate you, brother, dropping the 5 piece in the chat. Mad Rasta says the Super Bowl highlights all of Ravens' mistakes. I will enjoy Lamar's career, but I have no trust in the Ravens. These 9 years have been a big waste. And see, Mad Rasta, I would share your sentiment. By the way, thank you so much for the 5 piece donation. I would share your sentiment if we were just going to run it back with Harbaugh and company again next year, right? I think that getting rid of Harbaugh again, it gets rid of some of the baggage. It gets rid of a lot of the scar tissue. Alex, why are you laughing? Something in the
The
chat?
world class. He just quoted you. Your quote.
What do you say?
What you said earlier. If you play that pussy, you're gonna get.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah, for sure, for sure. And the Ravens have been pussyfooting around for the past 6 years at least, right? So I'm glad that Steve Bisciotti finally ripped that Band-Aid off, and we're finally going in a different direction. Which is why I got to disagree with you here, Matt Ross. I think that these next 7 to 10 years are going to be a lot better, right? Because we're going to see a new philosophy come into the castle, and I think that that will bode well for our offense and our defense.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's too late. Obviously, they waited too long. Uh, Better late than never, but that's not a good excuse. We knew the writing was on the wall. I think we knew there was expiration. We knew there was a limit, and we knew he reached that limit. Um,
Yeah.
we can only hope for the best, and right now that falls on EDC. We know he's on the hot seat. And so I saw a tweet yesterday. Speaking of this, like, is there a good GM in the AFC? Like, genuinely, you know what I mean?
A good GM in the AFC? I mean,
Like right now, because I mean,
Veach?
even Veach, he's had his misses. I mean, it's not his fault that his players do some really stupid stuff as well, but he's extended the wrong guys. Um, I think that line was poorly. I mean, you give Jawan Taylor that much money, he should. That's a fireable offense. He's lucky he's had a couple of Super Bowls. Colts GM,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Steichen,
this
right?
offseason's big for them, what they're going to do. But I'll tell you this: what I saw John Schneider. He won another Super Bowl with a completely different team than what he did before. No Pete Carroll, no Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
He didn't have to stay true to Pete Carroll. He said, Pete Carroll, going up, buddy. Front office, suit and tie. Get off the sideline.
And, I think that that is also a reason why I think that this Ravens team can kind of replicate that same sort of success. It may not come in year one, it may not come in year two. I hope it does as a Ravens fan, but I think eventually you're going to see this Ravens team get over the hump because of the change in leadership, right? We do have another super chat donation. We also had a new sub. Jay Simmons with the sub in the house.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the sub, Jay. Make sure you guys like this video, please. If you have not yet, leave a thumbs up on this video. We have over 130 people watching live right now. Shout out to you guys. If you're watching over on X, you can go down to the link below the tweet that you're watching this on. Click on the YouTube link, like the video, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. We'd appreciate that. We appreciate all the subs, all the likes, all the new members here on our channel as well. Mad Rasta following up his super chat donation with this one says EDC is still there and extended Andrews, no change. That Andrews move, it still doesn't make any sense to me. Real quick,
It's
Alex, like
stupid.
it's stupid. And I think it was the last of the Harbaugh regime type of moves. You know what I mean? Like I think that from here on out, you're going to see a lot more intentionality, some more cutthroat decisions being made. That was not a cutthroat decision. That was a Charmin pillow-like soft decision to bring Mark Andrews and extend him for 3 years. I don't care how friendly the contract is. quite simply put, I mean, he's not as productive as he once was. And oh, by the way, the Ravens have a history of being good at drafting tight ends. So if you're so invested in, oh, cheap talent this, and that's the way you got to build a roster out, move off of Andrews. He's getting older. He's way longer in the tooth than I care for. And go out and draft a new tight end. But what do you say, Alex?
Theo Johnson and Mark Andrews. I mean, I think I want my young quarterback in Jackson Dart to have two tight ends like that, security blankets. So that's just me. I think he can go to New York and have a maybe a resurgence there, play in the NFC, play in the NFC East. Maybe try to pick apart. I mean, he actually was doing pretty good against the NFC East teams. I think he had 2 touchdowns against the Commanders. What was it? Quiet against the Cowboys. Had a touchdown against the Eagles, and I think he had 2 against the Giants or 1 against the Giants. So I mean, hey, maybe that suits him better than over here, but I still don't get it. This isn't even me campaigning for likely. It's just campaigning for more cap space. And I just don't see how it works. It's just stupid, man.
Yeah.
He
He
said
says it here is
Ravens.
such an emotional extension. Go ahead.
Then he says Ravens Reddit will cook you for vouching for likely over Marcus, where I need real people in that. This isn't even me vouching for likely. I mean, he didn't have the best years last year either. I think kind of. I mean, outside of Zay, nobody really put up game breaking numbers offensively. Um, even Derrick Henry had a down year. That line was bad. But it's just he was hurt. But we extended Mark Andrews knows what 2 catches, 3 catches, fumbles, the one thrown to behind him, just bozo plays. You're a veteran. Those should not be happening. It makes no sense to me. It still makes no sense to
Yeah.
me. I don't get it.
Yeah, it makes no sense either. And sometimes I go on Ravens Reddit and I don't see people keeping for Mark Andrews all that much. I gotta go back in there and see who that is doing that because I'll give him a piece of my mind, right? And I'll give him a piece of my mind on that because that makes no sense. Yeah, like why I oughta, you know what I'm saying? Like one of those. That's how I'm gonna pull up. That's how I'm coming. But
I love it. I love it.
yeah. Let me see. Anything else, Alex?
Um, I mean, outside for the Super Bowl, not really. The whole Rappaport, the insiders said that the Ravens and Lamar Jackson will be discussing a contract extension, which is very good news. Would be opening up a bunch of cap space for us. That was what Rappaport, Garofalo, and Tom Pelissero. Um, I mean, that's good news to hear. Hopefully, it gets moving and we can get this done before free agency.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Definitely before free agency. Free agency actually starts in 28 days, T minus 28 days. So we are on the countdown now to free agency period being open, where we know, like Eric DeCosta said a couple of weeks ago when he was sitting beside Stevie B, he said that the Ravens are looking to potentially make a couple of big ticket, quote unquote, big ticket moves for some big ticket players. So we'll see what that looks like. They also mentioned that Lamar Jackson did have a hand in hiring Jesse Minter and also the coordinators as well. So again, and I've always been saying this for the past couple of weeks. If Lamar likes it, I love it. You know, and the fact that we got Declan Doyle, who's going to be working hand in hand with him on that offense, 2 young guys, 2 minds together, Lamar and Declan. Let's see what happens, man. If Lamar advocated for this guy, then by all means, right? So I can't wait to see what happens there. But I think most importantly, like we said, and like Steve Bisciotti said at that presser, we got to get this Lamar deal done quick, fast, and in a hurry. So the ball is currently in Eric DeCosta's court to go ahead and get that done, especially if he wants to go ahead and fulfill his promise of bringing in a big ticket item here in a free agency or possibly by trade.
Yeah, and right now we have about 22 million in cap space, which I
Yeah.
believe is like in the top half of the league, which is good. I mean, obviously Patriots coming off a Super Bowl appearance, 42 million. Seahawks 73 million in cap. 73 million in cap, and you just won a Super Bowl. Insanity. But I
And
mean,
most of their players are still under contract next year.
right, right. And then you see, I mean, Tariq Woolen, I think they let walk. He gave up that touchdown. I think Mike McDonald. He had Ronald Darby and Millette out there looking like freaking dogs, so they'll be fine. But I see the Ravens, 22 mil, and if you extend Lamar, that'll go up, and then you can do some restructures and maybe who knows what they do with a Roquan or Marlon Humphrey. But we can have more than enough cap space and hopefully get these trenches fixed once and for all.
Yeah. That's going to be again the catalyst this offseason. Make sure you shore up those trenches and then also it's either for me it's got to be a star proven pass rusher or an X wide receiver. I think I take the pass rusher before the receiver, Priorities first, but it's got to be one of those two things for me. After again, you shore up the trenches. So I think that is about it for us here on this episode 378 of PRP, as we are exactly 1 hour in. That's great. Honestly, I mean, we hit exactly 1 hour. That's awesome, and very coincidental. But please, before we get out of here, like this video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you did just enjoy the content you consumed. And also consider joining our channel membership. We just gave away a Lamar Jackson jersey on our last episode of the show. Our winner, again, shout out to him, Trey Biz. He is receiving his jersey here in the next couple of days or so. Can't wait for him to send a picture so we can post it up here for you guys. That's going to be awesome. But there will be more giveaways in the future. So if you want to qualify for those giveaways, all you got to do is join our channel membership. It's about $6.99 a month, and you will automatically be entered for our giveaways here. And there's gonna be a lot more coming over this off season. I mean, we got to do something over the off season, so we'll be doing that. We appreciate all you guys' support. Over the season, of course, the off season officially started. The Ravens off season has been here for weeks now. A month and a half, or something like that. Right, but the official NFL offseason is upon us. So we will be still posting content on here weekly, damn near daily. And if that sounds good to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and consider joining our membership. With that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out.
Yeah, thank you for coming through. Thank you for spending another NFL season with us here at the Purple Rain Podcast. That's this is a little recap. Been a very good year, very fun year, heartbreaking year, but not really heartbreaking. A lot of ups and downs, just kind of a tired, stressful year. But hopefully next year is better. Thank you. And we appreciate you coming out here for episode 378 of the Purple Rain Podcast. We love you. We appreciate you. And as always, stay positive and test negative.
Yes. And never, ever, ever forget, even on the rainiest of days, to call God. This is episode 378 of PRP. We're going to catch you guys in the next one. Oh, real quick, one more thing. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Sudden Reactions. Make sure you guys tune in for Sudden Reactions. That will be back tomorrow. But again, see you guys in the next one. Peace.